I get a lot of questions, what type of filter should I be using and how often should I be changing it? When it actually comes time to install your filter, you've probably noticed this can be a real pain. It's never really quick and easy and fast. There's always tight things in the area that you have to avoid. You'll notice your filter will get stuck on its way out, or it can be hard to get to into the unit. So I'm just going to give you a couple pro tips, hopefully make this a little bit easier for you. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is turn the system off. It's a little easier to get this done if my AC unit isn't pulling air and fighting me as I pull the filter out. Let's start with our most common, the 1-inch filter. Access panel, it may unscrew, it may just pop like this one and pull out. And behind there we have our filter. You'll notice that when it's time to pull this filter out, if the airflow is going, it's almost impossible to get this thing out without ripping it to bits. With the airflow off, it's a little easier to work this out. Your filter will sometimes get stuck right at this point. A trick I like to do is have little needle nose pliers. Just set them by your unit in the garage, in the closet, wherever it is. That way, every time it's time to pull out your filter, you have your little needle nose pliers that you can grab onto this and work it out. That can make things a little easier, especially if it's in, just out of the reach of your fingers. A little needle nose plier can really help. When it's time to pull it out, if you just vibrate it a little bit as it's coming out, every bit of layer of this filter is going to be trying to catch on the edges of your air handler. So you vibrate it a little bit as you're pulling it out, and it makes it a lot easier. And now we have our filter out. You can check it, see if it needs to be replaced. Putting it in is about the same. The system should be off. You line it up and slide it in. Often it catches on stuff as it goes in. So you do the same thing, a little vibration as you're pushing it in, and that can get a lot easier. Now these can be tight, they can be very difficult, and that's by design. You have to have every bit of this space filled with the filter so that all the air goes through it instead of around the sides. So you need a tight filter, and if it's not tight, if it's really loose or it's falling in, you probably have the wrong size filter. Most of your filters have an airflow this direction. The purpose for that is because the back side of your filter has a little extra support for not bowing and maybe collapsing inside the unit. So you follow that airflow direction, it helps your filter hold together while the system's running. Again, this is always a little awkward. There's often not much room. Push it in, hold it in place, and there you go.